Wasting time is probably the biggest problem most entrepreneurs face. Today, I'm going to show you 4 productivity hacks that are not only going to help you stop wasting time, but will help you to work more efficiently.
Hey, I'm Michelle Reese, founder of the Align Agent Academy, where I get to help agents like you create a multi-figure business by increasing productivity and reducing the overwhelm. And today, I'm going to show you how.
Hey there, and welcome back to this week's episode. If you're new here, I just want to give you a quick reminder and a helpful tip. Head on over to that subscribe button and click that button. This way you don't miss out on future episodes. And another really great feature is that notification bell. So if you turn that on, you'll be notified every time I publish a new episode. And so what I wanted to do was to share with you 4 productivity hacks that are going to help get things done quicker for you. So get things done faster, easier, and help you to reduce that stress and overwhelm that goes along with running a real estate business, especially during the times and the market changes that we're seeing. This way, you guys can be a little bit more intentional about carving out time to enjoy your life and actually start doing more of the things that you love. Sound good? Before I dive in, I just want to know from you what things you are struggling with doing or keeping up with in your business, right? There's always tasks that we dread that take up that mental space and energy. And really, depending on what your blueprint is, what your personality profile is, how you work best, that's going to be different for each and every one of us. So I'd love to know what things take up the most time in your business. And if you can do me a favor and just drop that in the comment section for me. And then I can circle back and share maybe a few helpful tips outside of what you're going to learn here today so that you can maybe help get those done easier, more efficiently, less stress and overwhelm, because you guys know that that's what I'm all about. On the topic of getting things done, productivity hacks are abundant, right? Honestly, there's so many things that you guys can do to help boost production, reduce time wasting, be more organized, be more efficient. So today I've narrowed down my 4 favorite hacks or tips so that you guys can start enjoying more of your summer and more of the things that you love. Because this is why you got into the business. You know, if you wanted structure and to have that really, structured routine where you're working for somebody and don't have much flexibility and say, then you would be working and doing that. But you came into the industry to start your business so that one of those freedoms you can enjoy is time freedom. Productivity hack number 1 is the 1-minute rule. Okay. If you can get it done in 1 minute, do it. Don't add it to your to-do list. This is how we end up overcomplicating things, guys. The simple rule that 1-minute rule is going to help you save hours in your day. And trust me when I say that, we do these things without even realizing. We flag emails to come back to later, or we keep adding more things to our to-do list, or sending more voice notes to ourselves or emails to ourselves. If you can get it done in 1 minute or less, do it. That is the rule, okay? Whether it is setting up appointments, sending happy birthday messages to your clients or your friends, going onto social media and working on some engagement. We put all of these little things off, right? Because we feel like they're not important, but all of those little things tend to add up, and then they continue to grow and grow. And before we know it, we have this long, never ending to-do list. So the more that you can get things off your list, the better off you're going to be. I mean, imagine how much overwhelm and stress we cause ourselves just for the sheer fact that we keep putting things off, right? And all my procrastinator friends out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. We do this on a daily basis. So the more that you can get things off your list, the better off you're going to be, the less overwhelmed and stressed you're going to be, and you'll be freeing up more time for yourself. Trust me, I know it seems like, but I keep having to now do little things. Get all of those little things done. If you can do them in 1 minute or less, get them off your plate and get them done. Productivity hack number 2 is to build in small rewards. Now, those of you who have ever taken any of my mindset programs, I talk a lot and extensively about this and teach people how to really manage their time more effectively so that you can get more time freedom. But building in small rewards is very simple. And here's what the concept is all about. First of all, it's important to know that dopamine, which is a neurochemical in our body, naturally produced, is what controls our motivation and focus. And when we can start training our body to release more dopamine, that's when we get more motivated. That's when we have more energy. That's when we can now stick to tasks longer, and we're more open to doing the things that maybe once, we dreaded. Now, We know that we have tasks in our business that drain us. And there's certain things, again, depending on your blue pit, that you're going to love and certain things that you're going to hate. And those draining tasks are usually the things that are the hardest to get through. They're usually the things that we put off and procrastinate on and add to that to-do list. And so when you can build in this concept of small rewards, what you're doing is helping your brain release dopamine, because every time we check something off of a list, we get that hit of dopamine. And all my list people who are watching and listening know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That's part of the addiction of having lists. It's like as soon as you can cross something off, you feel good. And all of a sudden that feel good is followed by a rush of dopamine. And that dopamine is what's going to help you stay more motivated and engaged and focused. So what are some small rewards? Guys, it's very simple. It can be grabbing a cup of your favorite tea or a snack. It could be taking 5 minutes to just do a quick social media break. It could be going for a little walk, a cuddle with your pet or your partner or your child. Anything that can be done in a very short period of time that is going to make you feel good. And the way you work in small rewards is once you complete a task. Again, not those 1 minute tasks. Those are the things we want to get done quickly. But if you're, setting up a client on Prospect Match, or you need to prepare an offer, or whatever it is, as soon as you complete that task, start getting into the habit of building in a small reward. 5 minutes or less, and that's going to help you to start training your brain to start releasing this dopamine. And the more you can have a steady stream of dopamine in your body and in your brain, the more motivated and energized and happy you're going to be. And of course, when we're happy, things are just always so much easier. And so what I want you to do when you're considering this particular strategy or tip is to plan that out in advance, because here's what happens. When we're in the middle of something stressful or we're feeling overwhelmed, our brain does not process the same way. It doesn't think logically. It can't think about solutions as well as when we're in a calm state. And so if you can plan out in advance, maybe just a list of 10 things that might be a small reward for you, all you need to do when you complete a task is to look at that list and say, oh, got it. This is the one I'm going to do because this is what I'm feeling right now. And you're more likely to do it. And the more likely you are to reward yourself, the more you are training your brain to release dopamine. All right. Productivity hack number 3 is to plan the night before. Now, for all of you that like to fly by the seat of your pants, please don't shut this down right away. Hear me out. When we are going about our days, first of all, your role as a realtor, your role as a business owner is not one thing, right? We are constantly being pulled in a million different directions, and it can oftentimes feel like we are on reactive mode. But in order to be able to manage the reaction mode that we have to be in sometimes, we have to make sure that we're also planning things out that don't need us to, be on reaction. And so when you can plan things out the night before, what you're doing is actually reducing overwhelm, because here's what happens. When we start to hit these moments of overwhelm or stress, or we've got so many things going on, I don't know about you, but it really does feel like I have a million tabs open in my brain sometimes. That overwhelm, when it sets in, causes us to not process information the same way, right? And in order for you to be as efficient as possible, and efficiency looks like you getting things done easy, without procrastinating, without adding more time onto there, you have to be able to prepare your brain in advance. And so what does that look like, planning the night before? It is really simply before you go to bed, think about what you're doing the next day. You don't have to have your whole agenda done, but identify what's your one priority. What's your top 3 priorities? When you can just identify the 1 or the 3 things that you want to do the next day, or that you have to do the next day, here's what happens while you sleep. Your brain is already filtering and processing and organizing and prioritizing for you. As you're sleeping, it's already going, okay, Michelle needs to set this client up on a Prospect Match, or send them, whatever it is, a CMA. And while you're sleeping, your brain is already going through all the steps it needs to take for you to get that action step done. Now, here's what happens when you don't plan in advance and you wake up in the morning to start your day. You're stuck in the, well, what do I have to do? oh, I have to send so-and-so this, this email. Okay, where do I have to go for that? And so you're actually wasting and using more time and energy trying to figure out all the micro steps that have to happen for you to get this simple task done. So plan your day the night before is going to be able to help you to kind of reduce that overwhelm, really help to position your brain to alleviate some of the processing it has to do, because it's already structured and wired to do that planning and prioritizing while you sleep. So hack that natural system, take advantage of that, and plan your day the night before. Productivity hack number 4 is to chunk down tasks. Now, here's what I see most often when I work with realtors. Our projects, those projects that you have, often become your goals. And I think we're interchanging and confusing the two. If you say you want to revamp your listing presentation, or you want to create a buyer's guide, or you want to, create an advertising campaign, those are projects. Those should not show up on your to-do list. Because those tasks, as they are too big for your brain to process. So you have to start helping your brain by chunking down tasks, right? If you're spending a lot of time in that what do I need to do zone, then you're wasting time. And when you're wasting time, you're not being as efficient. And as that clock ticks, you start to get more stressed and overwhelmed because you're thinking about all the other things that you need to do. So help your brain out by chunking down tasks. So let's just take social media as an example, okay? Let's just say you wanted to do something on social media, you had a great idea for a post, and this is what you wanted to work on, and that ends up on your to-do list. Well, your brain goes, okay, great, where do we start? And as you sit down to write, it's already now focusing on what photo you're going to do. Do you have your hair done? What background are you going to use if you're doing this on video? And it's already going to start to try and proofread and edit while you're writing. And all of that's going to consume way more energy and time, and it's going to overwhelm your brain. So I want you to learn how to chunk down tasks by breaking them down into manageable pieces. So posting on social media can be broken down into 4 things: write content, find photo, proofread and edit, and then schedule or post. Right? And when you can sit down and say, all I'm doing is writing the content, your brain is not worrying about all the other stuff because you've already identified that you'll get to it. So learn how to chunk down your tasks to help your brain process information. As you guys have seen throughout all of these tips that I'm sharing with you, it really all has to do with how you are helping your brain out. Because remember, your brain is not wired for success. It's wired for efficiency and to keep you safe. And so it has a natural tipping point in overwhelm, and you want to do your part to kind of reduce that, because the less stressed you are, the more effective you are. Okay, those are my 4 productivity hacks for you guys. So it's the 1-minute rule. If you can get it done in 1 minute, do it. Don't add it to your to-do list. Build in small rewards, plan the night before, and chunk down those tasks. And trust me, guys, in doing these 4 things, even one of those things, you're going to start to notice that you're going to get more time back in your day, and it's going to help you stay more motivated, more focused on the things that matter. Now, action is key. So before you go, I'd love to know which one of these tips you're going to try. You only need one. Let me know in the comments below so that I can hold you accountable and cheer you on. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, share this platform with one person that you think would benefit. And of course, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss next week's episode. I look forward to seeing you guys same time, same place next week. Bye for now.